What's up YouTube, Dow here from Zephyr War Games, bringing you a news update from Lightning Overdrive, the brand new core set that the OCG get towards the end of the year or the start of next year, and we will get in 2021. Now this time we have Amazement, so this is basically a theme park orientated or a theme park archetype. Now, some of the cards look quite interesting. It look like it'll be an interesting power play deck to play around with, but we're going to go through every single one of them, talk about their effects, talk about what they do, and then go from there. So we start off with Amazement Administrator. This seems to be their boss monster at the moment with 2600 attack and 2200 defense. Level 7 Dark Psychic Effect Monster. You can only use each of this card's name's first and second effect once per turn, but the third is not a once per turn via its name, which does mean that if you were to revive this or get a second copy onto the board, you will be able to use this effect again. So, if a trap card is activated, quick effect, you can special summon this card from the hand. 2. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster or monsters, you can target one of those monsters, equip it with a Attraction trap from your deck. Number 3, once per turn you can banish any number of attraction traps from your graveyard, then target that many cards your opponent controls and destroys them. So like I said, that is a soft once per turn. If you were to revive the Amazement at current, you would have the ability to do that again. So this is all coming from Yugioh organization. We've then got Amazement Ambassador. It's a level 3 Earth Beast effect monster, attack 1900, defense 900. Only use this card's second effect once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Attraction trap in your graveyard and one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip the target on the field with the target in your graveyard. Now, it's very strange that this is a when effect. It's very rare that we now get a card that has to be normal summoned, doesn't get the effect when it's special summoned, and it's a when effect, so it can miss timing. Second effect is quick effect. You can target one of your Attraction traps equipped to a monster, equipped it to a Amusement monster you control or a face-up monster your opponent controls, so you basically just get to re-equip certain things. We've then got Amazement Attendant, level 4 Light Machine effect monster, attack 1400, defense 1800. Only use this card's second effect once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can set one Attraction trap directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. Quick effect, you can target one of your Attraction traps equipped to a monster, equipped it to an Amazement monster you control or a face-up monster your opponent controls. So I'm assuming when we start seeing the Attraction spells and traps, or mainly the Attraction traps, they're going to pretty much be debuffing your opponent's monster. Amazing Time Ticket. So quick play spell card, you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You pay 800 life points, apply this effect based on whose turn it is. Yours, add one Amazement card from your deck to your hand. Your opponent's, set one Attraction trap directly from your deck to your spell and trap card zone, and it can be activated that turn. That card's actually really good. I like that. I suppose it depends on how good the traps are, which we'll soon see. Amazement Special Show, quick play spell card. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets an Amazement monster or monsters you control, target one of those Amazement monsters you control, return it to the hand, then you special summon one Amazement monster from your hand. So basically, it's kind of like Skybridge, Satella Skybridge, in the sense that you basically run away. So if they target something, you run it away, put it back into the deck, and then bring something else out that won't be affected by that card because technically it's not the target anymore. Amazement Precious Park, which is a field. You can only use each of this card's name's first and second effect once per turn. You can activate one Attraction trap card during your main phase of the turn it is set. That's kind of cool. During the end phase, you can send one of your Attraction traps equipped to a monster to the graveyard, then target one of your Attraction traps with a different name that is banished or in your graveyard and set it to your spell and trap zone. That's kind of cool. Amazement Family Face. Normal trap card, you can only use one card with this card's name per turn. So you target one monster your opponent controls equipped with your Attraction traps or traps. Equip this card to that target. So you're basically just giving your opponent a lot of equip. So you're taking out their spell and trap zones, I suppose. 2. Take control of the equipped monster. Nice. 3. While you control the equipped monster, it gains 500 attack. It cannot activate its effects. Also, it's treated as an Amazement monster. Interesting. Family Face is Japanese slang for thematically, especially aesthetically, consistent goods sold by a company. Interesting. Amaze Retraction Cyclone Coaster. Normal track card, you're going to use this card's second effect once per turn. Target one Amazement monster you control or one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card to that target. You can only activate this effect based on the equipped monster's controller. If you control it, you target one spell or trait your opponent controls and send it to the graveyard. If it's one your opponent controls, you get to add an Amusement monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send this card to the graveyard. So that's kind of a nice, it's kind of a trap rotor in a sense. Amaze Retraction Wonder Wheel. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn. Target one Amazement monster you control or one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card to that target. You can activate this effect based on the equipped monster controller. If it's you, during the main phase, you can return one card from your hand to the bottom of the deck and draw a card. If it's your opponent's turn, your opponent's monster, swap the equipped monster's attack and defense until the end of this turn. Amaze Retraction Majestic. Target one Amazement monster you control or one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card to that target. Apply this effect based on the equipped monster's controller. The equipped monster gains 500 attack. Also, if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. If it's your opponent, the equipped monster loses 500 attack for each of your retraction traps equipped to a monster. Manage is the French term for merry-go-round. Amaze Retraction Rapid Racing normal trap card. Only use this card's second effect once per turn. Target one Amazement monster you control or one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card to that target. You can only activate the effects based on the equipped monster controller. If it's you, target one card in either graveyard, change the equipped monster's battle position, and if you do, shuffle the target into the deck. Your opponent's turn, increase the equipped monster's level by 1, and if you do, change its battle position. And the final card is Amaze Retraction Horror House. Only use this second effect once per turn. Again, you target an Amazement monster you control or face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this to it. You can only use this effect based on the monster it's equipped to. So if it's you target one effect monster your opponent controls and negate its effects until the end of this turn. If it's your opponent, change the equipped monster to face-down defense position. To our translation, Eva and Xbrain131 is the special thanks on that one. And that's it, guys. So that's the amusements of the attractions, however you want to see it. I think for the amount of work you're putting in to get the attraction onto the board, or getting it equipped to an opponent's monster, I would have liked to have thought that all of them would have benefited you much more. Like, there's one card that takes control of the monster you equipped it to. There's one card that lets you search out a amusement monster. Apart from that, everything else kind of seems not lackluster, but it doesn't seem to have that power level that I would be expecting from a deck that's playstyle is to equip monsters to their opponent. Like, I would have thought they would have got bigger debuffs. I thought the whole idea would be that you really want to, like, to make it competitive is what I'm trying to say, is that the debuffs need to be so big. Like, if you're not taking control of it, and you're not negating their effects, and you're not getting an additional search off it, and even then the search isn't going to be too great, it needs to be able to go, okay, they need to send themselves to the graveyard for one, because then you're filling up your graveyard for your amusement master, and then if they're not doing that, you still need to be able to have the ability to debuff your opponent. Like, one of them could have been, if this card is equipped to an opponent's monster, they cannot add cards from their deck to the hand, something like that. They needed to be something a little bit more of a buff, in my opinion. But yeah, that is it for the brand new amusement archetype. I hope you like this. If you're interested in the set, let me know. If you're interested in the archetype, let me know what your thoughts are on this archetype and how you would look towards building it. I like the idea that it involves like ghost tricks and the whole amusement factor of it. So it'll be very interesting to see what this deck can do. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, guys, as absolutely always, stay safe and happy dueling.